Oh, the best part of waking up is drinking alone with friends. Yeah. My name's Chris.
What up? It's Tud.
Good morning, and I'm Obert here. And welcome to morning edition of Drinking Alone with Friends, Part 2.
Yeah,
the sequel.
Yeah. Again, we are really good at drinking in the morning now, so...
Well, I mean, with Game of Thrones, that's kind of an important thing to have to do now.
That is true. That is true. I mean, we're caught up in this household now, so we won't spoil it, of course, but we are officially caught up.
Yeah. Everybody knows to get a good buzz going for Game of Thrones, you have to start 9 hours, 10 hours beforehand.
Right. It's very important.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But yes, we are here in the morning to bring you another edition of Drinking Alone with Friends, and I think there's some celebrations to be had amongst the podcast. I don't know if anybody wants to share some things to celebrate with our listeners. I have one.
I think, it sounds like you have a very specific one that I'm not sure what it is. So
yeah, it sounds like you're ready to go, so go ahead.
Okay, so we alluded to it last episode, but Dana and I have purchased a new vehicle, so it's very exciting. Yeah, it's big enough for... If we decide to have like 5 kids, we can still fit them all inside this one vehicle.
There you
go. We ended up going with a Chevy Traverse, which is really, really nice, really, really big, and it has Wi-Fi. So, I mean, really, what else do you need?
JD Power Awards, of course.
Right. 27 JD Power Awards. We're having the mantle installed, so we can have them all up there.
Now, what color did you go with? Important question here.
It's metallic tungsten, so it's like it's like black, yeah.
Okay,
but it's officially metallic tungsten.
Not to be confused with non-metallic tungsten.
Right. Regular tungsten, so boring. Metallic tungsten,
that was last year.
Yeah, metallic tungsten, so hot right now. But we are very excited, very happy with our purchase, and. If you see a metallic tungsten North Carolina Chevy Traverse, wave, because it's probably not us. But pretty exciting news from our household, at least.
Nice. That's awesome.
Todd, I heard you have some exciting news as well. Now I know what we're talking about. You're getting Jack and Jilled today.
True, I am getting Jack and Jilled today. I don't know if that's an announcement, though. I mean, most people know that's happening because they've all been invited.
Well,
announcement.
It'll still be fun though. By the time you hear this, Ted will have been jacked. Caitlin will have been Jilled.
That is true. I'm actively waiting to see you guys at the Jack and Jill. I'm hoping that you're both there with your beers in hand.
Yeah. I'm actually recording this from a hotel next to the airport. So
And I know the webcam looks like I'm sitting in my house, but really I just took a really elaborate picture of the surroundings, had it blown up, and I'm actually sitting right next to Obert. We're in
the Traverse. We're using the Wi-Fi.
Using the Wi-Fi.
That's how big of a car it is. You can take a look into the whole room behind us. We're currently in Maryland, driving north. So
yeah, yeah. Dana's driving while we're recording. So
there you go. At least you can kill 2 birds with one stone due to Wi-Fi in the car now.
But okay, so it's a cool feature, but really. Isn't it like one of the most ridiculous things that you have Wi-Fi in your car? This is like my Chris's old man moment, I guess. But it's like, why? Why do you have to be connected literally on your drive to work?
Well, don't forget, Ted. Chris. This is for you and your army of 5 kids. They all have their tablets. They all have their streaming devices. They, probably don't have 4G enabled. So this is how they can all get their latest YouTube slime creation videos.
I will say that it's got to be the stupidest thing though for the driver, because technically you're not supposed to use your phone while driving. And
right.
This is more like encouraging you, you want to watch that YouTube video while driving a car.
The only thing that I can think of so far from driving this is, when I use Google Maps or something, I don't use the 10 kilobytes of data or whatever that Google Maps uses. I mean, it doesn't really use that much, but at least there's that.
You know how you don't use the data at all? Download the map on Google Maps onto your phone, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, but you can't download the entire world.
You could download a lot of the country. Where are you bringing this traverse?
Yeah, but
Traverse is in the name. He's traversing all over the place.
I'm traversing, yeah. I didn't splurge for the submarine features, but I should have now that I.
No, I'm pretty sure. No. Again, it's for everybody in the second and third row of seats. That's my theory, and that makes sense too, right?
This is Obert with science.
Yes,
I feel like Obert doesn't like to play these games with us.
No, he likes to play. He's
just like coming up with the right answer, and then it's less fun.
He likes to play, but he also likes to win.
Okay.
Oh, man.
So I have an announcement. No, I don't have an announcement. I have a special drink, though. I have a drink
announcement.
I'm bringing to the pod.
Special drink.
I'm moving into our segment of the show where we drink alone with friends. This week,
I see what we did there.
Yeah, this week I brought kind of a regional morning drink. I figured if we're gonna do this at 8:30 Mountain Time, I might as well embrace it and go with what we drink here in Montana in the mornings. This is from the closest major city to me, from our neighbor to the north. This is a Caesar, also known as a Bloody Caesar.
Looks like a Bloody Mary to me.
It is very similar to a Bloody Mary. The only difference, the biggest difference is a Bloody Mary is made with tomato juice. This is made with clamato juice.
Oh, yeah, that's usually how I've had them, is with clamato juice.
Yeah, that's a... Well, you say clamato, I say clamato, but...
Potato.
But, no, normally a Bloody Mary is vodka, spicy stuff, celery, and tomato juice. The clam juice makes it a Caesar.
Okay.
See, yeah. Todd, you didn't even know, but you were drinking Montana drinks your entire life. How do you feel?
Ashamed.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
So I'm not a big fan of Bloody Marys. I'm not a big fan of tomato juice in my alcohol. And I can't imagine clam juice will be an improvement. But I figure there's only one way to start fitting in with the locals. You got to fake it till you make it. So that being said, cheers.
I think you've got this thing with doing Face Your Beer segments at like very early in the morning.
Oh, that face.
Ooh.
Oh, that face. Yeah, I hate Bloody Marys, but as the two co-hosts know, and a lot of our listeners, I don't like anything that has anything to do with tomatoes. So there's that.
Yeah.
Except for pizza.
Well, that's tomato. That's pizza sauce. It's different. it's ground up pizza instead of tomatoes.
So this is a very strong drink, but not because of the vodka. It's just it hits you in all of the ways. You get the salty wave from the clam juice, and then you get that pungent tomato aroma, as well as then you get hit by the spiciness from the Worcestershire sauce, and as well as the hot sauce. So this is a sipping morning drink for sure.
It's very interesting that that's considered a Montana / whatever drink.
Calgary.
Considering that it has clams in it, you would think that'd be more of like a New England thing because the water, clams, all that stuff comes from us.
Yeah, so I have to say that we'll have to link in the show notes the Wikipedia article, because this is the best Wikipedia article on a cocktail I've ever read. It's pretty entertaining. There's like a decade-long 5-paragraph chronology of the invention of the drink. It went from the Smirnoff Smiler to the Clam Digger to the Gravel Gertie before becoming a Caesar.
I'm kind of upset that the Gravel Gertie didn't stick around.
Yeah, and actually that was named by the guy the creator of the Addams Family, whose last name was Adams, which is interesting. Spelled the same way with 2 Ds. Yeah. But yeah, just to quickly go into how to make it, they say, and this you follow the 1, 2, 3, 4 rule. 1 ounce of vodka, 2 dashes of hot sauce, 3 dashes of salt and pepper, 4 dashes of Worcestershire sauce, and then you add in 4 to 6 ounces of Mott's Caesar mix, the clamato.
Could we not do 5 ounces?
Right. Yeah. Why can't we make it a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rule?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make it easy for me.
Another thing is sometimes people add horseradish. I didn't. I'm not. And you're supposed to garnish it with like a garden, basically. I put a little lime wedge on mine, but there's a bar here that will do like a pepperoni stick and celery. I'm also not a big celery fan. Otherwise, there'd be some in here. But
I usually stick some bacon in my Bloody Mary.
Yeah, that's a popular one as well. I see here.
At one time, somebody I knew took bacon and wrapped it around celery and then cooked it.
Oh.
And then you had bacon wrapped celery in your drink, and it was awesome.
I mean, I'd eat that. The bacon wrapped celery sounds like something I'd do.
Yeah. But no, this Wikipedia article's got some funny stuff. It talks about how every year there's a contest on Prince Edward Island at the International Shellfish Festival for the best Caesar in town. And sometimes they would use like Tim Hortons coffee grinds or Canadian maple syrup. So it's definitely a Canadian recipe for sure. But Montana being so close to Canada, we kind of adopted it.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's the official drink of Canada.
The unofficial official?
Yeah.
Okay, because coffee's us. Coffee's
Yes.
United States. Yes,
Yeah.
we went over that. Okay, never mind.
Coffee's
Scratch
us,
that.
not Bud Light. They were not able to buy the rights to America.
They tried.
They tried.
They probably
They
got
tried.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a. It's a no from me, as we just all got a text message that said the same thing. But to each their own. My dad loves Bloody Marys, so I don't think he likes clams. So I don't know if he'd do that. But my dad is like a Bloody Mary aficionado. So
Okay.
Dad, right in.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Clamato?
But yeah, now I have this whole jar of Clamato juice. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. We'll figure something out.
You have to drink a whole bunch of Bloody Marys.
Yeah.
Or Caesars.
Yeah. Okay, so now while I slowly nurse this one, who's going to have to drink next here?
I can go next. So I'm drinking a double IPA from Burial Beer Company, which I've heard a lot of since moving down here. So this is out of Asheville. This is their Gang of Blades, and I sent you all a picture, and there will be pictures on the Instagram, but the can art is pretty solid. It looks kind of like a I don't know.
Like a gang of blades?
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of what the hell is.
Assassins?
Yeah, this is like something that would be on the cover of like a 90s
a Dungeons
metal
and Dragons
album. But yeah, Dungeons and Dragons also getting that.
Yeah, so it's really cool can art.
It reminds me of an Iron Maiden album.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, there you go. But you'll see the pictures on the Instagram. But I've heard a lot of this. I've seen them, and apparently it's a very well-known, more coveted brewery. And I saw this in a bottle shop, so I was like, might as well try it. So let's see how it pours.
Yeah, now while Chris is doing the Shoei Reveal, we're all going to Asheville for Tud's bachelor party.
Woo! Yeah,
I didn't know this.
Tud, you did know this. This is not a surprise for Tud.
Obert, you ruined it.
We kept it a surprise, and then he had to book flights, so that's when the surprise ended.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to keep something secret from somebody when they have to buy a flight to go somewhere.
Yeah, when you have to actually travel a considerable distance to get there, yeah, it's pretty exciting. But yeah, I don't know about y'all. I'm excited.
Oh, me too. I'm hoping that we get to go to some of these good Asheville. You're doing all the research now for which ones we're going to hit up, which breweries we're going to go to. Because that's when the three of us are getting together, we're going to breweries.
Yeah, exactly.
That is very true.
Yeah, pretty excited. I'm hoping we can use our podcast clout to get like some free swag or some shit. I don't know. Asheville breweries, right in.
Yeah, there you go.
Tell us why we should come to your brewery.
Yeah, you sway us.
podcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, send us your best sales pitch.
There you go. So it pours pretty beautifully. I don't know if you can see that. Like a nice dark orange. It's definitely hazy and not a lot of head on it. The head went away pretty quick. So this is from February 1st. So it's not too bad. It's only a couple months old.
I wish I could trade drinks. Yeah.
Trade. Well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade with you.
This is a 2.5, by the way.
Oh, 2.5. Okay. I wasn't sure if you'd mentioned it.
I'm mentioning it here.
Mentioning it now. Mention now. # mention of the pod. But looks nice. Smell, you'd pick up a little bit of citrus, maybe a little bit of more piney earth notes.
Is it supposed to be a New England IPA?
I'm not sure. It doesn't really say. It does say serve at 50 degrees, and it's 55 IBU.
It does say the gang of blades will cut you up.
I do really like when breweries tell you how cold to serve the beer.
That is cool.
That does help. It doesn't say anything about being a New England IPA, but it does look the part.
Yeah, it's very hazy. It's at least unfiltered.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. All right. So let's see how my first ever Burial Beer Company beer tastes.
All right. It looks like he's enjoying it.
It's good. Yeah. So
the hype is real.
The hype is real. Yes. This is very good. The IBUs are low, so you're getting a lot more sweetness than you are bitterness from this, which I think we talked about a couple weeks ago. It's kind of one of the two with the double IPAs. You either get like really sweet or really, really bitter. I don't know. This is more of the sweet variety.
But definitely not New England.
It's maybe not New England, but maybe like a toned down brother, maybe like a distant cousin of the New England IPA.
Okay.
Because you do get some juicy notes, some citrusy notes, but you have none of that bitter afterbite.
Okay.
But it's a good beer. It's let me see if I can. I haven't tasted all of the tropical fruits, but let me see if I can narrow it down to one or two.
Starfruit.
Yeah.
Stone fruit. Papaya.
No, see,
Roasted, toasted banana.
I think I would need to
Mango?
take the tut approach because everything tastes like an orange.
especially at 10 in the morning.
Right, yeah. When you close your eyes hard and you think everything tastes like an orange. No, I mean you definitely get some of that citrus background. I can't really pinpoint anything other than like just a orange or maybe even I said tangerine before, but maybe like more of that.
Clementine.
More so than what's that?
Clementine.
Clementine.
How many cutie flavors do you get?
QD.
Yeah, cutie. Those cutie little halo oranges.
Oh. Okay,
yeah.
I thought you meant capital Q, capital D.
on a scale of 10 cuties to no cuties, how many cuties?
Oh, geez.
We're doing this again.
Well, this one goes backwards. So
yeah.
So what's 5 cuties? No, we're not doing this again. But yeah, it's good. I mean, for an 8.3% alcohol beer, it doesn't hit you that hard. It's a nice sipping beer in the morning. So I'm gonna give this one a 4.
Nice.
And I'm very excited for future Burial Beer Company beers because they're everywhere down here. So
awesome.
Yeah, pretty excited. So
now, would you pay for? Did you get that in a 4-pack?
I got this. No, I got this as a single. So
okay.
And I don't remember how much I paid for the single, but I'm guessing it would probably be it's probably like a $15 or $16 4-pack. It's probably getting up there, but not up there.
Gotcha.
So but yeah, good stuff.
Cool.
Tud, take it away.
Sure.
Take it away.
So today I am drinking a beer called What the Funk, Man. So it is a Red Flanders ale. It's brewed by Second Bridge Brewing in Manchester, Connecticut. We stopped by there yesterday to check them out.
I don't think we've had them on the pod before.
We have not.
I've never even heard of these people.
They're a new brewery.
Yeah,
They've only been around for about 9 months. It's probably a little bit more than 9 months. They was telling me that their 1-year anniversary party was in July. So
10 months.
So 10 months. No, this is a Red Flanders ale, so it's supposed to be a little sour, kind of like a little bit of like a Berliner Weiss, as we talked about last week.
A little bit funky, clearly.
Yeah, clearly. So I was talking with the owner, Stephen White, and he was telling me that this is the second time he's brewed this beer. The first time he found it a little too sweet, so he rebrewed it and dialed back the sweetness a little bit and tried to add a little bit more funk to it. So let's check it out.
Nice. So I'm curious, and maybe one of you know the answer. What's the difference between just a regular red ale and a Red Flanders ale? Or is there a difference?
That's a good question.
The sourness. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just... Hey, Flanders, right in.
Yeah. So what do you think, Ted?
Add you to our beer. So this beer is really good. It's got a nice sour notes to it. It's definitely got a little bit of sweetness on the back end, but it's very good on the front end. It's not overly sweet. It's a little bit drier on the front end, which is really nice. It doesn't taste like a red ale at all. It just kind of more tastes like I'm drinking a sour.
So, quick Google search. Tud, you are correct. This is basically just a sour red ale. So congratulations.
Nice,
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad to win. I will say that this is definitely not as sour as probably like Chris, what you drank last week. It's very mildly sour. It's probably got a little bit of like
So on a scale of 1 to 10, where 6 is a Granny Smith apple and 1 is water,
10 is a warhead.
where's this beer?
I'd put this probably at like a 3 or a 4.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So it's lower.
Yeah, it's definitely lower. It's very
That's like Sour Patch Kids.
yeah. It's less sour than that.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think Sour
so-
Patch Kids are up there with Granny Smith for sure.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
trying to find like what a 5 was. Okay. Anyways, continue.
No, so it just overall, it's a really good drinking beer. It's, I got it in a crowler, so I have 32 ounces of it to drink, but it's delicious. It's only comes in at 4% ABV, so it's very light, and it's just this would be a good on like a hot summer day. If you're sitting outside doing yard work, you just grab this and drink this. This would be a good one.
Nice and funky.
So, listeners, I want you to appreciate what's going on right now because I just had an appreciation. Now, I love Tud more than most, but this guy at 10:30 in the morning decided, you know what? I'm drinking a fucking crowler.
Yeah. 1 pint ain't enough for me. I need 2.
12 ounces, 16 ounces. Nah, get out of here. I'm drinking a crowler.
Yeah,
So
all 32 ounces. It's only 4% beer.
that's okay.
It's
but
basically
still.
water.
Oh, man, that was awesome.
So to tell the listeners a little bit more about Second Bridge, they are located in the next to the original location of Top Shelf Brewery. So they're behind a gas station in Manchester. It's a nice little spot. They brew a lot of different styles of beers.
Oh, and
Steve-
is that the place like you go over the first bridge and then you go right to the second bridge and they're right there?
Well, of course.
Yeah.
How else
okay.
did you get to Second Bridge Brewery?
Yeah.
Stephen White, the brewer, was telling me they're a very small operation currently. They only have a 1-barrel system. He's currently installing a 3.5-barrel system to help increase the amount of beer they can brew. He's brewed about, I think he said 140 different beers over the course of 10 months and really hasn't brewed many of the same recipes twice. He's brewed a recipe, tried it out, then obviously like with this one, he switched up the recipe to brew it again. So he's got a nice little portfolio of beers to brew. So
Cool.
his goal with buying this 3.5-barrel system is to kind of increase production a little bit. It's actually, he's buying the original brewing system from New England Brewing Company from way
That's gotta
back
be
in the
pretty
day.
old, yeah.
Yeah. So he's bringing that thing in, and he's going to start pumping out some more beer.
How many beers do they have on tap when you went in?
He had 8. So
Okay.
he's brewing a significant amount of beer on just a 1-barrel system currently, which is impressive. And as he gets this 3.5-barrel system up and running, he's going to be able to pump out a lot more beer. And his goal is to eventually, get some regular mainstays so he can start distributing. But he never wants to stop inventing new beers. What he said to me was, the idea with this craft beer game is that you ultimately want to try new things. So why would you ever just make the same thing on repeat?
I like that philosophy for sure.
Yeah.
Was this your favorite one that you tried when you went in there?
I liked their IPA as well, but I felt like, I was actually thinking about it. I don't think I've drank many non-IPA beers on the podcast. So
Yeah, you are a big IPA head.
yeah, so I wanted to bring in something a little bit funkier, pun intended with the name, and just talk about it a little bit and then highlight this brewery that, they're doing a lot of cool stuff and they've got a really cool spot. So people go check them out. They're kind of a soccer bar as well. So they've got, the soccer scarves hanging all over the place. And it's just a cool, laid-back environment.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. I like it when you go into a place and, I know we've talked about it before, but you can go in and almost every other week or every week, there's like a different beer on tap to try out, or maybe multiple different beers on tap. I can think of a few breweries that I enjoy, but every time you go in, it's basically the same 7
old
beers.
thing, right?
Or 6 beers.
Yeah.
There's one in particular in Middletown, which I love, but also it's like all they do is have the same beers because they're like, these are good and people want these. It's like, well, try something a little different. But
Yeah.
but that's really cool.
And that's
I
the way
know-
you get people to come back, is to continually have new beers that people want to try.
Yeah.
And that was what Steve was telling me, is that's his goal, is to get people to come back, just to try the new beer. And he had there was a pretty decent crowd in there. I mean, there was a good 20, 30 people in there by the time we left. So
Nice.
Yeah. Now, I know I've professed my love for Willy Blue multiple times on this pod before, but every time you go in there, they have a new beer come out roughly every 4 days, I want to say. Maybe, they come out with probably 8 beers a month. And the thing is, a lot of times they will repeat beer from year to year. So they'll have, every year, like, oh, if it's May, they're going to brew 4 of these beers, but they'll also brew 4 that are totally new recipes. So, like, I really also like that in a brewery where they are not afraid to try new things, and always their taps are always changing. So, what did you give this one, Ted?
So I would give this beer a 4. It's very solid. I could drink a lot of this beer. I am drinking a lot of this beer, but I could continue to drink this beer. It's really good.
Could you drink like a quarter gallon of it?
Probably. Probably.
Yeah, 4 is probably the number of sips I've had since I finished my review of my drink. So
Nice.
Working on it.
I think your rating was a little aggressive. I thought it was going to be a little bit lower than that.
I think it's tough because this isn't the drink for me, but I can tell it's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I want to unnecessarily rate it poorly. So even though this isn't something I would really like, I'm forcing myself to like it. I'm going to Stockholm syndrome myself into enjoying this beer, this drink.
Well, not to mention, if he says he doesn't like it, then the Mounties come and get him.
Right.
So
that's true.
So, do you guys hear that?
No. Sounds like a distant train.
Silence, and I see Obert's face all big and bearded.
Yeah.
No, it's the return of that hit segment. What is the news?
Oh, that very noisy segment that we can hear coming from a mile away.
Exactly.
When you hear a silence in the night, that's what is the news.
Yeah.
So, to just refresh everybody's memories, this is a segment where I will read off 3 news headlines. 2 of them are real, 1 of them is not. It is up to Chris and Obert to pick whether or which news article is the fake one or the non-real one. I don't have the records anymore. I can't seem to find that.
I think we were tied, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we were either tied or I'm 1 up. I can't remember.
One of us too. I'm not
exactly.
too sure. I'm that confident that after today I'm going to be ahead, so I'm not too worried.
Damn it.
With that, let's start the article reading. So, U.S. Navy sailors instructed to clap like we're at a strip club for Vice President Mike Pence's arrival.
Okay.
Facebook bans thousands of snowboarders, base jumpers, and other extreme activity doers in a crackdown on dangerous accounts.
Okay.
And donkeys hate the British weather and would rather be inside, study finds.
Those are all pretty plausible.
I know. Yeah. I feel like the donkey one is like a pick this one because it's clearly ridiculous, but...
Right. But also someone, I'm sure, studied that. That one's out for me as well.
Yeah, okay, so...
I think I have my guess.
I think I have mine too.
I'm going to go with number 2 is fake.
So was I. Yep.
You guys would be correct.
All right.
There you go.
Yes. Still 1 up. All right. Okay, so, I mean, no offense to, what was it, the Navy you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
But like, okay, actually, you know what? Hold on. Back up. Is there a lot of clapping going on at strip clubs?
That's what I want to know. Like,
I don't really know.
How hard do you applaud at a strip club?
Yeah. Because, I mean, so the vice president shows up and you're told to clap like you're at a strip club. I don't assume it's like, yeah, woo! You know? I mean, do you want them hooting and hollering? I don't know.
They do, apparently. That's what they wanted.
I think that's what they wanted.
But it's also not a golf clap. It's not like...
Right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is water. No, 1 is a golf clap, and 10 is the strip club in this scale.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've only been to, I think, 1 strip club in my life. So, like, I don't know. Like, is it... Yeah,
I think
assume.
the better thing to do would be clap like you're on Price is Right and someone just got called down from the audience. That would be what I would tell these sailors.
Now, that's a very, people know how to relate to that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, Mike Pence, come on down!
Yeah!
When I read this article headline, I was just like,
$1 jury.
What does this mean? Like,
yeah,
does Mike Pence get angry if they don't clap like he's at a strip club? Should they be catcalling him too and telling him to shake that thing as he's walking by?
Yeah,
maybe that's what he wants.
Right. He's working the catwalk.
Yeah, Mike Pence, right in. Tell us.
And then the other one, the donkey one. We need to address this for a second.
Okay.
Somebody spent their time studying whether or not donkeys like the weather they were forced to live in.
Yeah, just sitting outside in the English cold rain watching donkeys.
They're just upset. They're just mad all the time.
Yeah,
their twig forts keep getting blown over and stuff, and they go, "Oh, bother."
Just constantly depressed.
So they found
their tails fall off. They have to get nailed back on. It's this whole thing.
They found that once the temperature dropped below 14 Celsius, which is 57 degrees Fahrenheit, then the donkeys would move inside.
Well, so would I.
But
that's cold.
But above that, they like to be outside. Meanwhile, horses like to be outside at all times. So somebody wasted many, 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 many years of their life studying this.
And it was most likely a scientist, which means if there's ever a article to put in front of college students to be like, listen, this is going to pay off eventually, it would be this one. Because no matter what, the worst case scenario, you end up watching fucking donkeys and getting paid a lot of money for it.
Yes, those rich college students raking in all of the dough.
All the donkey money.
Yeah.
All the donkey money.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, that was good. That was a lot of fun. You got another one, Todd, or are you tapped out?
No.
I know sometimes they're tough to come by.
No, but I have a stupid question to ask you guys.
Okay, I like those two.
I can't wait to apply logic.
Yes, and ruin it. So you must let Chris answer first, just an FYI.
Okay.
Or myself as well, because I don't know the answer either. If people get drunk faster putting alcohol up their anus with a tube, can I rehydrate faster using my bidet?
Who let Tud do all of the segments, by the way? Who let Tud be the one that pick out these stupid questions?
I know. I feel like Tud has all of the segments right now, and also all of the episode titles.
Yeah.
Listen, you could create your own segments, people.
It's very
just
true.
That much better at thinking of stupid questions to ask us.
Yeah, and like most of the time, and this is hard for me to say, but you say some of the funniest things in the pod. So
yeah.
so they end up being the titles. So
yeah.
All right. So have you guys used a bidet before?
No.
I have.
Okay. Obert has. All right.
Yeah.
This is interesting. Okay.
I would bidet again.
Okay.
For sure.
All right, bidet to you too.
Yeah.
So my only thing is like, I don't think they're supposed to penetrate you.
I think they're using the bidet wrong. Getting that far in up there.
So I'm like, unless you can turn it up to like 11. Like, can you turn the bidet up to 11?
Also, is the putting alcohol up your butt getting you drunk a proven thing that actually works, or is that one of those urban myths?
No, that's what all the kids are doing nowadays.
Kids?
Why?
What? Why?
Challenges? What do you think, Todd?
I guess like if transitive properties would say yes. If A equals getting drunk,
I guess.
I think it would work, right? Like you would still absorb it.
I mean, you take saline fluids through an IV, and that hydrates you, right? It doesn't have to enter your stomach; go right into your bloodstream. So, yeah, I guess why not?
What's interesting is why does saline fluids hydrate you when it's salt water? I thought salt water dehydrated you.
I think because it has the right salinity, so that the osmosis effect it'll enter your bloodstream faster. I think it could penetrate those cell barriers, but I'm no biologist. Don't quote me on that one. I bet we could ask Nurse of the Pod, Nick, why.
Nurse of the Pod.
Yeah. I don't think so, only because I don't think a bidet is like equipped with a fire hose or anything.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and maybe that's not only, but that's issue number one.
Right.
True. You are. Yeah. I guess you are thinking about it more of like it's got to get up there somehow.
Right. I mean, I mean,
you had like an enema or something
maybe
like that.
if you had like a bidet.
enema
with
of the pod, hashtag.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe if you had like a tube attached to your bidet, kind of like the tube with the alcohol, then it could be done.
I also don't. Okay, I don't think any of us are like well knowledged enough to answer this correctly. But isn't it something to do with like the blood vessels or something? I don't know. I'm making stuff up now. But anyways, I say no.
That's no stupid questions, folks.
Oh man. But I think it's that time of the pod where we wind down and leave you with our 3 handles on our Frosty Mug of Wisdom. They could be anything from library cards to buying a car. But yeah, does anybody? Hi, Caitlin. Does anybody? I know you have headphones on, but does anybody have a first handle that they want to lead off with this week?
Yeah, I'll lead off. My handle this week is an app called Last Bottle.
Okay.
It's basically like Woot or Meh, but with wine.
I'd say it sounds like something they would use at AA. Like, no more. This is it. I'm done. This is the last bottle.
So what it is it's a service where it's an app on your phone where you download it, and every day they offer a particular bottle of wine for sale at an extreme discount. So some days it'll be like usually like a retail $50 bottle of wine. It'll be on sale for like $10, $11, maybe all the way up to $20. Nothing I've seen has been over $20 yet. And if you happen to buy the actual last bottle, you instantly receive $50 in credits as well. So there's a little bit of a game that goes along with it. But it's a pretty cool app. I haven't ordered anything from it yet, but I know people at work who have ordered with it and they love it. It's a really cool service, and so this is my handle this week. App Last Bottle.
Can you buy just one bottle, or do you have to buy a whole case?
Oh no, you can buy just one bottle. And it's free shipping if you buy more than 6 bottles.
Okay. Yeah. The only thing with that is like you got to sign for it, which is tough.
Right. Usually you want it delivered to your office.
Oh, that's how you probably heard about it from all these people at work.
Correct.
Okay. Huh.
That's very interesting.
That's a cool one. And that's an application for your phone?
Yeah, we'll throw a link up in the episode description with
my dad will be all over that. He likes buying wine on the internet, so
yeah, we'll throw a link for people to go sign up with a referral code. So
there we go. Cool.
So who wants the mug next? So
I'll go next because mine is not as cool as an application for your phone, but you guys are both drink coffee, but relatively new to the coffee game, right?
I am. I
Yes.
can't speak for Ted, but I'm just getting into coffee.
Well, as the seasoned coffee drinker on the pod, I want to put over a really cool thing that we've done. And we did it a while ago, and I want to make sure that everybody else has the same idea or same life hack to get delicious coffee from your own home. And that's what we like to call a French press.
Oh, I was going to say the pour over method.
No.
Yeah. We could do battling coffee methods.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, that's going to be a Patreon exclusive. Where we marital discord, but just on coffee methods. But I love coffee, clearly, and we have our Keurig, and I use it pretty much daily. But we have a French press, which is amazing, and we actually grind our own coffee beans at home. And you put them into the fresh press, and it makes like a really, really nice, smooth pot of coffee. The pour over method's just 1 cup. When you're a hardcore addict like me, or if you're sharing with one other person, you make 2 or 3 cups for the same amount of time.
Right. How big's your French press? You got like a 4-cup French press?
No, this one's a smaller one. This one's I think 24 ounces. I think. But you can get them up to 32, maybe even larger than that.
I mean, that's 4 cups if you have a 6-ounce cup of coffee.
Which I don't. I have.
Which, I mean, who are we kidding? This is Chris we're talking about.
This is my coffee mug. So.
Yeah.
And it says, "You've got to be kidding me right now." But
that's a good one.
But anyways.
Meow. It's not now. Meow.
Meow. Yes. So I really enjoy it. It's a little bit more time consuming, definitely more time consuming than Keurig, but it makes a better cup of coffee in the long run, in my opinion. So we'll put a link in the show notes of the one that I bought. There are multiple sizes depending on how much coffee you drink, and it's a slight inconvenience for a really good cup of coffee. So,
and I would recommend watching a YouTube video on how to use it, because that's what I had to do when I first tried it.
It's literally like you just put the grounds in, then you put boiling or hot water over it.
There's a special coffee to water ratio that you must meet.
Yeah, I can already hear the enemy of the pod, Blevin, writing in, because he has a very specific process that he's showed me about, you got to let it sit. You got to let it sit for a certain amount of time before you plunge it down. And there's like a whole thing.
Yep. There's multiple YouTube videos that tell you how to use that thing.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on what you like, but the instructions that come with the thing says 4 minutes. I basically leave it for some amount of time and then eventually plunge it down. So there's
because
no set.
You're a Neanderthal.
That's because I like strong coffee. But there you go. If you want a good cup of coffee that isn't the pour over method, try out a French press.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
I want to lead into my handle this week with a mini handle of sorts. The other day, I was watching on YouTube a compilation of the best Vines. Vines, for those of you who don't know, are like 5-second long videos. It was a whole thing for like 5 years, and then they killed it before it got too bad, which I'm not too upset with. But the best Vines live on YouTube, and I don't have a specific Vine or Vine compilation to recommend, but I was literally sitting here on my computer crying, laughing at how stupid these Vines were. It really made my day. So that's just a little bright spot on my life I wanted to share with everybody. But my real handle, someone asked, like, hey, you're always out there hiking, camping, whatever. Do you have any specific gear recommendations? I guess a good thought. It's something I like to do, and maybe if you're not into it, or you want to get into it, what would be something I recommend? So with that in mind, I'm a huge fan of Osprey backpacks. I have one for my backpacking, my overnight backpack. It's like a 55-liter backpack. I'm also going to buy a 22-liter day pack from Osprey. I think they are the best backpack brand out there. Chris, I know they make child carrier backpacks as well.
Oh, nice.
But I think they are the most comfortable, and I really like the way the straps come across your shoulders, and also they have a really nice support to keep the backpack off of your back so your back doesn't get super sweaty.
Oh, that's nice. That's a good feature.
Yeah. So with that in mind, I'm like, yeah, Osprey packs. If I have to recommend one piece of my hiking gear to anybody, check that brand out. Yeah,
as someone who regularly carries a diaper bag now, that is a backpack, the sweaty back feature is probably it's up there. That's
who lives in the South.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Especially, it's 90 degrees most of the year. Yup. Okay. I'm listening.
How sweaty are you right now, Chris? On a scale of 1 to 10.
Where 0 is water. and 10 is Shane McMahon. I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably like a solid 4, and I've been podcasting for an hour.
You're like right at like Roman Reigns level.
Yeah. No, not that. That's up there. That's it. That's a 7 or an 8.
Yeah.
Oh man. Also, I just want to put over to touch on your mini handle. There's a really good compilation from ProZD, which I think Obert turned me on to a long time ago. So if you like geeky anime,
just this one guy, his Vines.
Yeah, his Vines. He has a compilation on YouTube that's really, really funny. I've watched it a time or two. It's good, really good. So, but
Ted, were you ever into Vines?
I was not.
Have you ever watched any Vine compilation videos?
Not at all.
You should check this one out, especially if you like video games and stuff. It's pretty good.
All right, I'll have to check it out. ProZD.
Yep.
All right, and with that, we'd like to thank you all for listening to our podcast. I'd like to thank Second Bridge Brewing Company for What the Funk Man.
I'd like to thank Burial Beer Company for Gang of Blades.
And I'm going to thank the city of Calgary for inventing Caesars.
The entire city.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Please make sure that you follow us on all social media, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Untapped at DAWF Podcast. # follow the email at dawfpodcast@gmail.com. Also, make sure that you guys are going and looking at our Patreon and seeing if that's something that interests you guys. We are going to be throwing up special content for those people who subscribe, and you guys will get a lot of benefit out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have an extra little bit and you want to help the podcast out, make it a little bit better, we have a couple tiers available already. We are going to be adding more. I'm working on that right now. If we can hit $25 a month, so here's the thing: if we can hit $25 a month, we will commit our precious time to getting
the first I'm hearing about this.
Exactly. We will commit our precious time to recording one additional Patreon exclusive episode a month. So if you want exactly 25% more DAWF, this is the way to do it. So we have one patron so far, and thank you to the Wreck My Podcast crew, because you guys are awesome.
So how much does someone have to donate to listen to this Patreon exclusive podcast?
$1 a month. That's
okay.
All bonus content is going to be available for any tier. So if you decide to put forth anything, you will get some bonus content.
I feel like we're like, this is kind of like that thing with Rescue the Dogs, where Sarah McLachlan's playing in the background. Even just for $1.
$1 could get you one extra hour potentially if we get that many patrons.
Yeah.
But we have some other fun things that we want to plan on doing, and your support will definitely help.
We'd also like to thank James Vakovic Designs for our awesome 3-handle mug logo. And do you guys have anything else you'd like to add before we fade into black?
Have a good week, everybody.
Have a great week. And with that, my name's Tud.
My name's Chris.
And I'm Obert. And remember, if you're drinking alone, do it with friends.
So now it's time for me to go get a whole bunch of free gifts.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I hope you don't have to pay for the gifts.
Yeah, and at least you're already 32 ounces ahead of the rest of the party. So.
Exactly.
Yeah. Everybody knows the best parties are the ones where Todd is the most drunk person.